Hello, my container gardening soulmate. Welcome home. I see you there, standing on your apartment balcony at dawn, coffee steaming in your hands, staring at last year's empty pots like hollow promises. I know that ache, the one that whispers, I don't have room, I don't have time, I don't have a green thumb. Your fire escape holds cracked terracotta. Your windowsill overflows with dead basil from a rushed grocery run. And that dream of a blooming sanctuary? Buried under snow or summer heat waves. But what if I told you your emptiest pot holds a secret? Not with expensive soil or daily watering, but with seeds that tuck themselves into corners, sleep through winter, and wake when you've forgotten them. Today, we're not just planting flowers, we're planting forgiveness. Over the next hour, I'll guide you through 9 effortless perennials that self-sow in containers like quiet miracles, no trowel required. These aren't finicky divas, they're resilient wanderers who thrive on neglect, dance in windstorms, and return year after year like old friends knocking on your window. I've tested every one on my 4th-floor Chicago balcony, through blizzards, droughts, and years when I forgot to water for weeks. This is gardening for real life. So pull up a milk crate, pour yourself mint tea, let your hands rest in your lap, and breathe. Today, we reclaim beauty without burnout. Let's begin.
Plant number 1, Sweet Alyssum, Lobularia maritima, the forgotten spiller. Look at that empty window box gathering rain. Now imagine it overflowing with honey-scented snow. Sweet Alyssum, the quiet poet of container gardens. Its secret? It doesn't need you to remember it. While fussier plants scream for attention, Alyssum drops seeds like whispered secrets into cracks between paving stones. I once spilled a packet on my fire escape in April, got distracted by life, and forgot it entirely. By August, my railing vanished under a waterfall of white blooms that glowed in moonlight. Bees buzzed past my coffee cup at dawn. That's not luck, that's generosity encoded in DNA. Why containers adore it? Shallow roots, thrives in pots just 4 inches deep, perfect for narrow railings. Drought amnesia, forgets you forgot to water? No problem, it revives within hours of rain. Wind dancer, its low, matting habit hugs soil during storms, unlike top-heavy geraniums. Night perfume, releases honey fragrance after dusk, a balm for city noise. Container-specific wisdom, pot protocol. Use unglazed clay pots, they breathe. Drainage holes are non-negotiable. Drill extras if needed. Soil mix, 60% potting soil plus 40% perlite. No fertilizer, it blooms better in poor soil. Self-sowing ritual, never deadhead. Let flowers fade to brown seed pods. By late fall, the whole plant dries into a crispy skeleton. Shake pots gently over soil. Seeds fall like rain. Or leave it standing. Winter rain washes seeds into crevices. Winter survival. In zones below 5, move pots against a sheltered wall. Mulch soil with straw, but never cover the whole plant. Seeds need cold to sprout. Sacred moment. During lockdown winters, my Alyssum bloomed in a rusty colander on my fire escape. One February morning, a lone bumblebee, impossibly early, droned through its flowers. I pressed my palm against the cold window, tears on my cheeks. That tiny life whispered, "You're not alone." For renters, grow in thrifted teacups or yogurt containers. Poke holes in the bottom with a nail. Cluster 3 to 5 together on a windowsill, they spill into each other like living lace. Warning, aphids love new growth. Spray with soapy water, 1 teaspoon dish soap to 1 quart of water. Never use pesticides, they kill the bees you're feeding. This flower teaches beauty doesn't demand perfection. It blooms in broken places.
Plant number 2, Nigella, or Love in a Mist, the fairy godmother of self-sowing perennials. Its secret, architectural magic. Delicate blue flowers float in a haze of feathery bracts, then transform into inflated seed pods like alien lanterns. But its true gift? Effortless generosity. One plant produces hundreds of black teardrop seeds that scatter like confetti when you brush past them. I planted 3 seeds in a chipped enamel bowl years ago. Today, they colonize every pot on my balcony, popping up in forgotten corners like happy accidents. Why containers crave it? Wind warrior. Airy structure lets breezes flow through without snapping stems. Shallow soil lover. Roots stay within 6 inches, ideal for shallow planters. Deer-proof guardian. Pungent seeds repels city squirrels and rabbits. Drought survivor. Thrives on summer neglect while petunias wilt. Container mastery. Pot truth. Use wide, shallow pots, 8 inches deep max. Terracotta or wood only. Plastic traps moisture. Soil mix. 70% potting soil plus 30% coarse sand. No compost. It causes floppy growth. Self-sowing protocol. Stop deadheading in August. Let seed pods ripen until papery brown. Harvest by snipping stems into a paper bag. Shake seeds over soil. Press lightly but don't bury. They need light to sprout. Winter prep. In zones 3 through 5, move pots to an unheated garage after first frost. Water once monthly. Seeds survive -20 degrees Fahrenheit if dry. Heartfelt story. After my divorce, I scattered Nigella seeds in a cracked bird bath on my balcony. By June, it overflowed with blue blooms and silver pods. My neighbor, a grieving widow, knocked on my door. "Your bowl is the only color I see from my window." I gave her a pod full of seeds. Now her fire escape blooms too. For small spaces, grow in hanging baskets. Its trailing stems soften harsh railings. Pair with white alyssum. The contrast stuns. Warning: mildew hates humidity. Space pots 12 inches apart for airflow. Never overhead water. Drench soil slowly at the base. This plant's covenant? Letting go isn't loss. It's how life finds new places to bloom. Plant number 3, California poppy, the sun-drunk dreamer. See that south-facing windowsill baking in summer heat? Perfect. California poppies laugh at scorched soil where roses surrender. Their secret? Tap roots that drill deep, even in containers. I planted seeds in the whiskey barrel on my Chicago balcony. That July, thermometers hit 105 degrees Fahrenheit. My tomatoes fried. But the poppies? They bloomed like molten gold, petals shimmering in the heat haze. At dusk, their flowers closed like sleepy eyes. By dawn, they drunk the dew and opened again, a daily resurrection. Their seeds? Tiny black specks that scatter when you shake the dried stalks, waiting in soil until spring rain wakes them. Why containers love them? Heat mirage. Thrives in full sun where other plants fade. Reflects light with silvery foliage. Drought ninja. Survives weeks without water by going dormant. Returns after one rain. Shallow pot champion. Roots adapt to 8-inch depths. Perfect for railing planters. Pollinator magnet. Attracts native bees even in concrete jungles. Container alchemy. Pot ritual. Use wide, shallow pots no deeper than 10 inches. Unglazed clay only. Roots need to breathe. Soil mix, 50% potting soil plus 50% pumice. No compost. Self-sowing trigger, never deadhead all flowers. Leave 50% to form seed pods. When pods turn straw-colored and rattle, shake stalks over soil. Or harvest pods into paper bags. Seeds spill when dry. Winter rest? In zones below 6, empty pot soil into a box. Store in a cool basement. Replant seeds in spring. Seeds survive freezing. Transformation moment? During the 2020 wildfires, smoke turned my city orange for weeks. My poppies were the only color piercing the haze. A field of gold on a gray day. I'd sit with my tea, watching bees navigate their blooms like tiny pilots finding home. For renters, grow in repurposed tin cans. Punch holes in the bottom. Cluster on a sunny sill, they'll spill over edges like liquid sunshine. Warning: ants farm aphids on stems. Wipe with vinegar water, 1-to-1 ratio. Never fertilize, it reduces flowering. This flower's wisdom? You don't need deep roots to hold your ground. Sometimes you just need to remember how to bend.
Plant number 4, Verbena bonariensis, the butterfly bridge. Imagine a plant that turns your balcony into a butterfly highway. Verbena bonariensis, the see-through architect. Its secret? Transparency. 3-foot-tall stems topped with purple clusters let light and wind pass through while attracting migratory monarchs in August heat. But its true magic is effortless renewal. At season's end, its tiny seeds scatter like gust motes, lying dormant in pot crevices until spring warmth stirs them. I've had the same pot for 7 years, never replanted once. Seedlings pop up where last year's plants grew, then self-thin to perfect spacing. Why containers need it? Wind whisperer. Hollow stems sway without breaking. Survives Chicago's 50-mile-per-hour gusts. Deep pot optional. Thrives in 12-inch pots despite its height. Roots coil efficiently. Drought defying. Once established, needs water only during extreme heat waves. Pollinator expressway. Blooms August to October when few flowers feed migrating butterflies. Container strategy. Pot truth, only heavy pots, concrete, stone, or thick ceramic. Tip-prone pots kill verbenas. Soil mix. 60% potting soil plus 40% gravel. Drainage is life. Self-sowing ritual. Leave all flower stalks standing after first frost. Seeds drop naturally. In spring, thin seedlings to 6 inches apart. Pull extras to share. Winter armor. In zones 4 to 6, wrap pots in burlap stuffed with dry leaves. Move against a south wall. Seeds survive -15 degrees Fahrenheit if soil stays dry. Soul-stirring memory. During a brutal winter, my verbena pot sat empty on the balcony. I'd given up. Then April came. Snow melted to reveal 17 seedlings pushing through ice-crusted soil. By July, monarchs floated past my window like stained glass. For small spaces, grow dwarf lollipop variety in 10-inch pots. Place on stools to elevate blooms to eye level. Pair with trailing alyssum. The contrast draws butterflies like a welcome mat. Warning, powdery mildew loves humidity. Spray leaves weekly with milk water, 1 part milk to 9 parts water. Never crowd pots. Space them like dancers. This plant teaches holding space for others doesn't diminish your light. It makes the whole garden brighter.
Plant number 5, borage, Borago officinalis, the healing blue star. Breathe in that cucumber melon scent. Borage, the forgotten healer of cottage gardens. Its secret? Speed, from seed to starry blue flowers in 60 days. But its true gift is resilient generosity. Each flower drops seeds that hide in soil cracks, waiting for disturbance to sprout. I scattered seeds in a cracked barrel after a storm wrecked my garden. Within weeks, borage bloomed through the debris, bees buzzing, leaves shimmering like water. Its seeds, they'll sleep for years, then erupt when you repot or till, as if saying, I remember you. Why containers surrender to it? Shallow soil mastery, thrives in 8-inch pots. Roots hate deep, dense soil. Neglect champion, forgets watering, it revives after 2 weeks of drought. Medicinal magic, leaves soothe burns, flowers calm anxiety tea. Companion angel, repels tomato hornworms when grown near veggie pots. Container healing protocol. Pot ritual, use wide, shallow containers, clay or wood. Drill extra drainage holes. Soil mix, 50% potting soil plus 50% coarse sand. No compost. It causes rot. Self-sowing trigger. Never deadhead. Let flowers fade to black seed pods. Shake stalks over soil in fall. Or harvest pods into paper bags. Seeds spill when dry. Winter rest. In zones below 5, empty soil into a cardboard box. Store in the garage. Seeds survive -20 degrees Fahrenheit. Replant soil in spring. Sacred moment. After my mother's funeral, I planted borage seeds in her old teapot. They bloomed on the spring equinox, tiny blue stars against the chipped porcelain. I steeped the flowers in honeyed water, sipping warmth while snow melted outside. For renters, grow in repurposed soup tureens or bread bowls. Place on a sunny kitchen sill. They'll lean toward the light like hopeful faces. Warning, prickly stems irritate skin. Wear gloves when harvesting. Aphids cluster on new growth. Spray with soapy water. This herb's covenant,
Healing isn't about fixing broken things. It's about finding life in the cracks. Plant number 6. Honesty. Lunaria annua, the silver dollar keepers. Look at that bare winter windowsill. Now imagine it glowing with moonlight. Honesty, or money plant, the keeper of translucent seed pots. Its secret? Patience. Spring brings purple flowers on 2-foot stems. By autumn, they transform into flat, silvery discs that rattle in the wind. But its deepest magic is faithful return. Seeds drop into pot soil in November, lying dormant until late winter cold cracks their shells. I've kept the same pot for 10 years. Each spring, seedlings emerge like clockwork where last year's plants grew. Why containers treasure it? Shade lover. Thrives in north-facing windows where sun lovers fade. Shallow root grace. Grows well in 10-inch pots. No deep soil needed. Winter art. Seed pods glow like stained glass when backlit by low sun. Wildlife sanctuary. Seeds feed finches when snow covers the ground. Container artistry. Pot truth. Use deep pots, 12 inches, for taproots. Terracotta only. Plastic encourages rot. Soil mix. 70% potting soil plus 30% leaf mold, mimicking forest floors. Self-sowing ritual. Never cut seed pods. Let them dry on stems until tan and papery. Harvest by snipping stalks into paper bags. Shake seeds over soil, press lightly. Cold requirement. Seeds need 60 days below 40 degrees Fahrenheit to sprout. In warm zones, refrigerate seeds 2 months before sowing. Heartfelt revelation. During a lonely December, I placed Honesty seed pods on my windowsill. Streetlights haloed them like silver moons. My neighbor texted, "Your window looks like a fairy tale." I mailed her seeds in a tea bag. Now her fire escape shimmers too. For small spaces, grow in tall, narrow pots on bookshelves. Its height draws the eye upward, making tiny rooms feel expansive. Pair with ivy. The contrast of textures mesmerizes. Warning: slugs devour seedlings. Circle pots with copper tape. Never overwater. Root rot kills faster than frost. This plant's wisdom. True value isn't in what you keep, but in what you let go, trusting it will return.
Plant number 7. Foxglove, Digitalis purpurea, the Gothic storyteller. Feel that sudden hush on your balcony? That's Foxglove, the Gothic poet of self-sowing perennials. Its secret? Drama without demands. 5-foot spires draped in speckled bells emerge from last year's dropped seeds, thriving on balcony breezes where fussier plants fail. But its true gift is generational continuity. One plant produces 2 million seeds. I scattered a handful in a cracked bathtub on my fire escape. Today, it blooms every June, a waterfall of purple against brick walls. Hummingbirds hover like jeweled ghosts at dawn. Why containers bow to it? Wind dancer. Hollow stems bend without breaking. Survives coastal gusts. Partial shade lover. Thrives under awnings or tall buildings. Drought defying. Once established, needs water only during extreme heat. Vertical impact. Creates height in small spaces without trellises. Container theater. Pot truth, heavy pots only. Concrete, stone. Tip-prone containers doom foxgloves. Soil mix, 60% potting soil plus 40% perlite. No fertilizer, it causes weak stems. Self-sowing ritual. After flowering, cut main spike but leave side shoots to set seed. When pods turn brown, shake stalks over soil. Or lay paper beneath plants to catch falling seeds. Winter armor. In zones 4 to 6, mulch soil with straw after first frost. Move pots against the sheltered wall. Seeds survive minus 20 degrees F. Transformation story. After a tornado destroyed my neighborhood, I planted foxglove seeds in salvage bathtubs on porches. By summer, their spires rose above rubble, a defiant ballet of purple. A child pointed, "They're dancing for the houses." For compact spaces, grow dwarf foxy variety, 2 feet tall, in 14-inch pots. Place on stools to elevate blooms. Pair with trailing ivy. The contrast softens harsh angles.
Warning: all parts are poisonous. Keep away from pets or kids. Mildew hates humidity. Space pots for airflow. This flower teaches your deepest stories aren't told in comfort. They're written in the cracks where light still finds you. Plant number 8. Columbine. Aquilegia. The fairy's lantern. See that dappled shade under your balcony awning? Perfect! Columbine spins magic where sun scorches other plants. Its secret? Graceful adaptation. Fern-like foliage stays tidy while spurred blooms in jewel tones, ruby, sapphire, and lemon, dance on slender stems. But its true superpower is resilient return. Seed pods dry like tiny lanterns, splitting open to scatter black seeds that hide in pot crevices. I've had the same pot for 8 years, never replanted. Seedlings emerge each April where parent plants grew, then self-thin to perfection. Why containers adore it? Shade specialist. Thrives in partial shade, east/west windows. Shallow root elegance. Grows well in 12-inch pots. Roots hate crowding. Hummingbird magnet. Spurs hold nectar deep enough for long beaks. Deer-proof armor. Bitter leaves repel city browsers. Container grace. Pot ritual. Wide, shallow pots, terracotta only. Roots need to breathe. Soil mix is 50% potting soil plus 50% composted bark. No dense garden soil. Self-sowing trigger. Leave all flower stalks until midsummer. Shake pots gently to dislodge seeds into cracks. Or collect seeds. Store in paper envelopes. Winter rest. In zones 3 to 5, mulch soil with oak leaves after first frost. Move pots to an unheated porch. Seeds need cold to sprout. Sacred moment. During chemotherapy winters, my columbine bloomed on a frost-rimmed sill. A ruby-throated hummingbird visited daily, a tiny, pulsing life against gray skies. I'd sit silent, tears cutting tracks down my cheeks. That fragile strength whispered, "You are still here." For renters, grow dwarf songbird series in window boxes. Their compact size fits narrow rails. Pair with Alyssum. The soft textures contrast with columbine's drama. Warning: leaf miners create squiggly lines. Remove affected leaves, never spray chemicals. Aphids fluster on buds. Dab with cotton swabs dipped in soapy water. This flower's covenant: your most beautiful moments aren't planned. They bloom in the spaces you thought were empty. Plant number 9, evening primrose, Anotherus sp., the moonlit healer. Watch the sky fade to indigo. Now see those lemon yellow flowers unfurling on your balcony. Evening primrose, the moon's chosen child. Its secret? Nocturnal magic. While daytime blooms close, primrose opens at dusk, filling the air with sweet, spicy perfume that intensifies all night. But its deepest gift is resilient humility. Low, spreading stems hug soil in wide pots. Seed capsules dry like tiny urns, splitting open to scatter seeds that wait months for the right moment to rise. I planted seeds in a galvanized tub years ago. Today, it blooms every August, a pool of liquid gold under streetlights. Why containers surrender to it? Drought dominator, thrives on summer neglect. Forgets watering? No problem. Poor soil lover, grows in gritty, infertile mixes where other plants starve. Night pollinator, feeds moths and bats when bees sleep. Medicinal depth, roots treat wounds, flowers ease anxiety. Container ritual, pot truth, wide, shallow pots only, 16 plus inches across, unglazed clay or metal. Soil mix, 70% sand plus 30% potting soil, no compost. Self-sowing protocol, stop deadheading in August. Let seed pods dry on stems until tan. Shake stalks over soil, seeds eject several feet. Or harvest pods into paper bags. Winter rest, cut back foliage after first frost. Mulch soil with straw. Seeds survive minus 30 degrees F. In zones 3 to 4, move pots against a south wall. Heartfelt transformation. During a wildfire smoke season, my evening primrose bloomed through orange haze. At midnight, I sat on my balcony, breathing its perfume while the city slept. Its resilience whispered, "Darkness isn't empty. It's where hope takes root."
For small spaces, grow dwarf sulfuria in wide bowls on coffee tables. Its low spread softens hard edges. Pair with silver artemisia. The contrast glows in moonlight. Warning: aphids love new growth. Spray with strong water jets. Mildew hates humidity. Never overhead water. This plant's wisdom: your deepest healing doesn't happen in the spotlight. It blooms in the quiet hours when the world is still.
Conclusion: your self-sowing sanctuary. We've journeyed through 9 self-sowing wonders today. Sweet Alyssum, Nigella, California poppy, verbena, borage, honesty, foxglove, columbine, and evening primrose. But this isn't just a plant list. It's a homecoming. I know the voice whispering, but my balcony is tiny, my hands are clumsy, my heart is tired. I've been there. Years ago, I stood on a fire escape holding a dead petunia, wondering if beauty was only for people with backyards. Then I scattered poppy seeds in a cracked teacup, watered it once, forgot it. 2 months later, orange blooms glowed against soot-stained brick. That's when I understood. Life doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for cracks to enter. Your sacred action plan starts tonight, not with grand gestures, but with radical smallness. Choose one forgotten container, that chipped mug, that rusted bucket, that empty space on your sill. Press 3 seeds into its soil, or gravel, or moss. Water once. Walk away. Make a promise to yourself: I will not watch for sprouts. I will trust the dark. I know the doubt hissing, what if nothing grows? Let me answer with truth. Last winter, I planted honesty seeds in a snowbank on my balcony. Thermometers read -10 degrees Fahrenheit. I forgot them entirely. In April, green shoots pushed through melting ice, silver dollars waiting to form. That's not gardening, that's faith made visible. But more importantly, when your neighbor pauses on the sidewalk to photograph your foxgloves against brick walls, when your child presses a borage flower into your palm saying, "It smells like hope," when you sip tea at dawn watching bees navigate alyssum blooms, you're not just growing plants, you're growing proof that life persists. This is the gardener's covenant I offer you tonight. I will not apologize for small spaces. I will plant anyway. I will not fear neglect. I will trust what roots can do in the dark. Before you go, do this holy thing. Place your palm flat on an empty pot. Feel its clay. Breathe its dust. Whisper, "I am ready to receive." That vibration in your palm, that's the first seed stirring in the soil. If this hour watered your spirit, pay it forward. Share seeds with a neighbor. Tape a Nigella pod to a coffee shop bulletin board with a note that says, "For anyone needing a little magic." Subscribe for our next journey. Balcony Medicine Cabinet. 7 healing herbs for apartment dwellers. We'll grow self-sowing chamomile that eases insomnia and feverfew, that melts migraines. All in pots no wider than your hand. You are not alone. As I speak, elders in Oslo grow poppies on frost-rimmed fire escapes. Students in Tokyo scatter alyssum seeds in matchbox apartments. Single mothers in Detroit nurture foxgloves in salvaged bathtubs. We are the quiet keepers of resilient joy. Our weapons are forgotten teacups. Our battle cry is, "Grow anyway." Thank you for your courage, your hands in the soil, your refusal to let concrete have the final word. However small your space, however broken your pots, your sanctuary awaits. Until next time, keep tending, keep trusting, keep your windows open for seeds carried on the wind. This is not the end of gardening. It's the beginning of its deepest truth. I'm honored to grow alongside you. Good night and blessed be.